All right, we back. Motor City Sports Talking in the building. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Won't miss another video. And let's talk about Jim Harbaugh. All right, you know what happened Saturday. We talked about it. Wisconsin stumped us out, and a lot of people calling for Jim Harbaugh to be fired. So should Jim Harbaugh be fired at the end of the season now? And will he be fired, which is two separate things, right? All right, I'll give my opinion on should he be fired. He failed to reach expectations. You know, he's been here, what, 4 or 5 years now? 5 years or whatever. And I've seen no progression. You know, this in my opinion, is worse than Brady Hoke. Brady Hoke was supposed to be a Michigan man, and he's supposed to take us to the next level. But he never was fully accepted by Harbaugh, by the fan base, or I don't know if he was unanimously accepted or a majority of people accepted him by the boosters in the school, but people was happy he was a Michigan man. Rich Rodriguez was never fully accepted because he wasn't a Michigan man, right? And Brady Hoke failed to deliver. He was criticized for not wearing a headset, and this is Michigan, and all of that. And Jim Harbaugh is supposed to take this program to new heights. Now, had Jim Harbaugh done a good job at Stanford? Yeah, but they routinely lost the big game. All right? With Andrew Luck or whoever it was, Toby Gerhardt, whoever it was, they routinely lost the big game. In San Francisco, he did some great things. They lost the big game. Great defense, great personnel, you know. But at the end of the day, how much credit does Jim Harbaugh get? And Greg Roman was the guy that it looked like that was the offensive genius. Okay? Greg Roman looks like the offensive genius. He's the offensive coordinator for the 49ers then. And I think Jim Harbaugh got credit for a lot of things that Greg Roman actually should have got credit for. And whoever the defensive coordinator was, that defense had talent up the butt. From Patrick Willis to Navarro Bowman to, you know, you name it, they had talent. So you really look at it, how good was Jim Harbaugh at Stanford? Was it the head coach that was offensive coordinator then? They had Pep Hamilton at some point. I think he came after Harbaugh was there. How good of a coach was Harbaugh? Is he really a quarterback guru? Because he's only known for Andrew Luck. And if you want to say Alex Smith and Kaepernick, it sounded like it was Greg Roman. So Greg Roman sounds like the guy that should get offensive. It's looking like Greg Roman made Jim Harbaugh. And if you want to see what Lamar Jackson is doing this year in Baltimore, guess what? Ding, 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 you're right. Greg Roman is his offensive coordinator. So was Jim Harbaugh smoke and mirrors to begin with? Possibly. I think his coordinators were more responsible, in hindsight now, it's easy to say that, his coordinators was more responsible for his success than he was. Right? Because we see here, Josh Gaddis is the fall guy. Oh, you know, I listened to 97.1 The Ticket the other day. Well, and I really listened to it now because I had Sirius XM satellite radio, but I wanted to hear what they said about the game. And I was listening to the game, and it kind of fell over. And you know, Jim Harbaugh, you know, the offense wasn't that bad until Josh Gaddis got here, and you know, they just need to tweak the defense. And now Harbaugh, at the end of the day, don't you come here and try to make Josh Gaddis the fall guy. Okay? The offense was not okay last year. The number one problem last year was protection. The offensive line. I had never seen a Michigan offensive line as horrible was this year and last year. So don't come here and tell me, oh, Josh Gaddis is the problem. Jim Harbaugh was supposed to fix the problem. The offensive line. They wasn't blocking. They're not run blocking. They're not pass blocking. They don't have no cohesiveness. They don't know how to pick up stunts, basic stunts. That's coaching. The talent is there. Michigan recruits itself. The talent is there. So you don't get kudos for recruiting in Michigan. The talent is there. So at the end of the day, you can blame Josh Gaddis. So the offense sucked last year. Well, they put up this many points versus Ohio State. Oh yeah, but the offensive line is even worse. It's atrocious. That's coaching. Jim Harbaugh, he's an offensive guy. Coach up the offensive line. Now Gaddis do have some responsibility, but what can he do? It seems like Jim Harbaugh wants to keep Shea Patterson in. You know, they can't block for nobody. You know, and he has some responsibility, but you know what? It seemed like Josh Gaddis was brought here to be the fall guy. And Jim Harbaugh better not use him for excuse. If he go in there and tell the athletic director or whoever he answered to, oh, you know, Josh Gaddis just wasn't the guy, give him some. No. You hired him. You handpicked Josh Gaddis. And you immediately need to be fired and bought out when you blame Josh Gaddis. I don't care if it's today, tomorrow, at the end of the season, don't do it. But should he be fired? Excuse me. Absolutely. It's over. Now, who do you get to replace him is a whole different type of conversation. But he should be fired. Barring some miraculous comeback this year. He can beat Iowa. He can beat, you know, obviously got to beat Rutgers, Iowa, beat Michigan State, Ohio State, and run the table, and they fix their problem. Then cool. I'm cool with it. Have no issue with it. Keep him. But if the season keep going the way it is, he deserves to be fired. And we give him to the end of the season, fire him. Michigan got money, buy him out, speeding ticket. Now, will he be fired is another question. If he get embarrassed by Iowa, Michigan State, Ohio State, anybody else, they have no other choice but to fire him. The boosters would be mad. The boosters would buy him out. They give Michigan the money to buy him out. So if he keep going down this road, he deserves to be fired. He will be fired. And that is what it is. Because it's embarrassing. Michigan is no longer football. So it's been like that for this whole decade and some. It's no longer a football school. It's a basketball school. It got more success for putting the ball in the hole, swish. You know, the basketball team and the baseball team now and the swim team with Michael Phelps is here is keeping Michigan afloat. And they recruit well, and it's coaching. They got to get coaching. Now, who out there? My number one target would be Lincoln Riley. I throw enough money for Lincoln Riley. I throw more money than Jerry Jones to throw at him. You know, I would get Lincoln Riley. That's who I would think I would go. I'll go with. I would pay Lincoln Riley to come here and coach him up. Now, anybody else? You know, I hear people saying Bill Cowher. I think Bill Cowher is happily retired. You know, obviously, Nick Saban don't want to go nowhere. Les Miles is a no-go. He's just as out of touch with today's offense as Jim Harbaugh is. So, really, I don't have a short list about who should be the guy. You know, but Lincoln Riley is the guy I'm definitely looking at. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, maybe it's some other guys out there that have an innovative offense. You know, whoever they can get the guy at. But Jim Harbaugh is just, he just lost his superpowers. And I'm going to attribute that to the coordinators that he wasn't able to bring to Michigan with him. It's a shit house. You know? It's not the big house. It's a shit house. And, he couldn't get the job done. Can he go back to the NFL and get the job done? It look like he got no powers. It look like Jim Harbaugh started in Space Jam. And somebody had aliens had football, and they touched him and they took his talent. But you know what? You know what his talent was? The defensive coordinator of the 49ers. The offensive coordinator, Greg Roman, from the 49ers. That was his talent. You know, but you know what? At the end of the day, he robbed the bank. He don't get a big check. Can he right us wrong? I doubt it. Would I be surprised if Michigan kept him if it went this way past this year? No. He's damn near unfireable in some people. But after what he's done, maybe he is. It wouldn't surprise me any which way. Wouldn't surprise me. But I think he will get fired, though, ultimately, if he keep going down this route. But appreciate it. Let me know what you guys think. Any other head coaching candidates you think to come over and do their thing? I like Lincoln Riley, number one. I know he probably won't leave Oklahoma. But don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email. If you got business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests, keep sharing the videos. And, yeah, man, check my other channel out, More Sports, Music, Entertainment, Goodfellas Sports TV. And I know people going to say Urban Myers. You know, I thought about Jim Tressel. I said, man, maybe Jim Tressel, but he ain't been back. since his whole little tattoo fiasco, so he might be banned. But hey, at the end of the day, I think Urban Meyer's gonna go over to USC. But it would be the ultimate one-up if Urban Meyer's took the Michigan head coaching job and did better than Jim Harbaugh after Jim Harbaugh took shots at him and called him a cheater. But hey, appreciate the love, support. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Once again, reach out to the email. We gone.